with defensive lineman Henry Anderson. So this camp for you, I mean, is it a little bit different coming in where maybe that starting spot is not yours to lose, but kind of yours to, you're up there, whereas in past years you might have had a few more veterans to contend with. Is there a different mindset?
It's still pretty much the same. It's try to go in every day and just keep working. Learn from the older guys. Ben Gardner's been really good. Coach Hart's working with him for the past 2 years has really helped. So coming in, it's just trying to get better each day on weaknesses and keeping those strengths. So it's pretty much the same mindset. It's a little bit different, but kind of the same foundation,
yeah.
I guess.
Given that there's no Andrew Luck, you guys have lost a few guys from the offense. Is there any sort of like a different mentality within the defense this year that maybe kind of more this is our team, more ownership of the success?
We know we gotta play big if we want to win some of these big games. We gotta be really stout on defense. So we know how we have to play, and we know we have to dominate every game and come in and play good, both on the D-line, the linebacker level, and in the secondary. So I think, losing Andrew, you obviously, and some of the other first and second rounders that we lost, it's been tough, and we know we're going to have to kind of pick it up a little bit on defense and play better, and we always want to improve in both run defense and pass defense, so we've been stressing that in this camp.
So you've been here a few years now. What areas do you think you've improved the most?
I think definitely run defense. I came in light my freshman year. I was like 255 or 245 or something like that, so playing against some of these bigger guys was definitely tough when I was young, but going against Moose and DeCastro last year all the time, and been going against Cam Fleming and David Yankee and those guys through our camp this year. It's definitely helped me a lot in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably been the biggest difference. And in high school you get away with playing high and not using hands because you're bigger than everybody. But on this level, you got to really get your technique down if you want to be a good run defender. So that's an area that I think I've probably improved the most in.
Yeah. So kind of on that, you're obviously one of the taller D linemen in the conference, which
right.
I'm sure helps in terms of getting hands-on passes at the line of scrimmage. But can that also kind of be something that it's almost not a negative, but something you have to work on in the run game?
Most definitely. It works for you and against you, like you said. And one of the disadvantages of being so tall is your pad level tends to be a little bit higher than some of the smaller guys.
Yeah.
So that's something I've been working on a lot. Coach Hart has been working with, because we have a couple 6'6" guys.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been working with us a lot, trying to keep our pads down. And it's in the run game, that's one of the biggest things, is keeping your pads down and trying to get extension by keeping your pads low. So that's been something we've been working on a lot, and I've gotten a lot better at that from my freshman and sophomore year too.
And going up against the offensive line that is there this year, have any of the true freshmen stood out to you, been particularly tough?
On the O-line?
Yeah.
Josh Garnett has been really good. Anders Pete has stood out as well. Kyle Murphy's getting better every day. Those three guys have probably been standing out the most. I know Graham Schuler's been taking some snaps, and he's been doing pretty well too. Mm-hmm. They've all been playing pretty well, but those 2 or 3 guys have probably been playing the best and playing at a pretty high level.
Yeah. So this year you got a buddy from Woodward Academy down there with Jordan Watkins.
Yeah.
What have you seen from them, and kind of been a mentor to him a little bit so far?
Yeah. So I've had a great time with Jordan so far out here. I kind of gave him a little heads up of what to expect, and some things I'd go back home and kind of work with him on some stuff that he could expect when he gets out here. But he's been playing really well, just like I expected. He's a hard worker. He takes coaching really well. He wants to get better. He asks questions all the time to Coach Hart. He's not afraid to ask any sort of question. So that's really important when you're young, is getting comfortable with the scheme and comfortable with the technique. And he's come out. His pad level's been good. His get-off's been good. He's a strong kid. He's fast. He's getting faster. And he's kind of he's molding into the type of D lineman that play at this level. So he's been playing really well. Other young guys, Aziz, Ike, and Nate Lone have also been really working hard out here. Coach Hart puts us through a lot in our individual periods. So they've all been getting a lot better.
So last question and most important question, those guys, some of the O-linemen you mentioned are also, pretty tall, 6'6", 6'7".
Right.
So who is the best basketball player on the team?
We actually have this debate all the time about which class would win in like a 3-on-3 or 5-on-5. But I think, let's see, I think Zach Ertz might be one of the better ones. I've played Cam Fleming a few times in basketball. He's pretty big and he can bully you down in the post.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Zach Ertz, he's quick, he can dunk. He's a pretty good basketball player, so I'd have to give it to him.
All right. Thanks so much, Henry.
Yeah.